story of the disappearance of Patrick Moriarty. They say the death here on the sign, there's no evidence he's actually dead because he just disappeared, and no one's ever seen him since. But I think, it's pretty well common knowledge that he's almost certainly dead, because he just disappeared on the 16th of December 2017. Larrimah is pretty isolated out there, as you can see, and there's been a few other disappearances too, like Peter Falconia. Of course, that he disappeared from that was Barrow Creek, around Barrow Creek. That's about 6 hours from Larrimah, I think. And that was caused by on the 14th July 2001. Bradley Murdoch was charged with that one. He actually is dead now. Bradley Murdoch died in prison from cancer, I think. But actually Bradley Murdoch lived in Bustleton for a while, so I actually lived just up the road. Yeah, I'm reminded of the song by the Sherman Brothers, "It's a Small World After All." He was 5 years older than me, so that's not a very good photo of him either. He hated that photo. And Joanne really hated that photo. He was the one abducted by Murdoch, of course, and she was travelling with Peter, and he was never seen again. But the story of Paddy was one of he basically used to frequent the local hotel. Well, not basically, he did it every night. He was known to go there every night and have his 8 cans of 4X. He loved his 4X, and he was there. The night he disappeared, he was talking to one of the tourists who were coming through, and the tourist gave him a chicken. And Paddy must have thought, geez, I'll take this chicken home. And so he goes home, taking his dog Kelly with him. There's Kelly there. And that was sort of the last anyone saw him. And when the cops came to his house, went to his house, all there was his chicken was still there in the microwave, and his glasses and everything were on the cupboard, so he wouldn't, or on the table, he wouldn't go and take off without his glasses or whatever, or his hat. They say he always wore his hat. So it just was a bit unusual that he wouldn't have any of those things with him. So yes, the plot thickened, but he was known to be arguing quite a lot with one of the locals here. Now, she was a woman called Fran Hodgetts. She was an old bit of gear, really old bit of gear, that one. But she owned a little pie shop across the road from the pub. Now, Paddy was apparently a bit of a stirrer, and he put up a sign at his place because he lived across the road from somewhere too. And he put up a sign saying, because he didn't like her, don't go to this Fran's place for your pies because they're too expensive. Go to the pub. Well, Fran did not like that because she was selling her meat pies. Apparently she sold camel, crocodile, and whatever else. I don't know what else he put in the things. Now, of course, there was the rumours that Paddy was in her pies. So, and plus he had been leaving dead animals around too, her place, I think, as a bit of a joke or whatever to stir her up. Dead kangaroo carcasses on a veranda and things like this. So there's a lot of angst going on there amongst them at the time. Now, I personally didn't have one of the pies when I was there. I thought, no, maybe I won't worry about it. So sort of like a meat patty, I suppose, but no pun intended. But anyway, that was the theory. She was a suspect, but there were a few other suspects in amongst them. The local owner of the pub at one stage was a suspect, even though he was friends with Paddy. The barman as well was a suspect. Actually, they were all suspects, and everyone in the town, of course. Karen Rayner, she owned the pub for a couple of years, or managed the pub for a couple of years. I don't know if she was ever really a suspect, but she was mentioned in everything. As barman Richard Simpson, he was obviously considered a suspect for a while as well, but was good friends with Paddy, I think, was cleared. Fortunately, he was put off because he drank more beer than he actually sold. Barry Sharp, he was the actual owner, but there was no evidence to suggest that he had any involvement. I think he was pretty good friends with Paddy, or reasonably. A few locals around who just looked nothing like your criminal types. They just look like down-to-earth type people that you'd want your daughter to marry, most of them. And I think, so I think there was one person in particular, though, that it did probably, that the police honed in on most, for reasons you'll see are pretty obvious. The main suspect was eventually, they believe anyway, was Owen Lowry. He was the one I think they tended to think was very suspicious. He was just a gardener who helped out Fran Hodgetts at her. I think he stayed in the back there somewhere at Fran's joint, and so he was the police recorded him, and he made some pretty weird mumblings while he was doing his gardening about Paddy. So he was brought in for questioning as well for a long time and appeared in court. Yeah, he was heard muttering under his breath while he's doing the gardening. I killerated old Paddy. I effing killerated him. Struck him on the head and killerated him. Basherated him. Doof. Yes, he did. Basherated him. Another person involved was Wayne Ledwidge. No relation. Now, she apparently testified that, I think Fran said to Brian, "That bastard is still giving me a hard time. I need to get rid of him." What's interesting is, though, she was found to have $7,000 in a plastic bag in a freezer for some reason. So it's like a bit weird, and they thought that was very suspicious, but maybe that was from her pie money, who knows. She was making good money selling them pies. Then again, she might have been living there for so long, she's accumulated. You wouldn't spend a hell of a lot at Larrimah, I don't suppose. There wouldn't be a lot of shopping there. Well, did Barry snap and feed him to the crocodiles? Did the crocodile snap? I think the crocodile, that was a little one he got and grew to some massive size, but it's gone now, I think, that thing. As has Barry, he's left. Fran has also left now. She developed breast cancer. So Barry developed cancer as well, I think. Actually, Barry, he actually died. He died in, I think it was like, what was it, December 2019. Barry passed away at the age of 77. He moved to Larrimah in his mid-50s around August 97. He was actually, he was reported to be the person who gifted renowned conservationist Steve Irwin's father his first crocodile. So basically he was kick-starting their entire journey as zookeepers. So he's sort of like this zookeeper conservationist type thing. So Barry naturally had a lot of animals, kept a lot of animals in the back of his pub there, but they're all gone now, I think. I don't think there's any left anymore. Nevertheless, Paddy, after Paddy's disappearance, Barry did come under a bit of suspicion because he hadn't reported him missing for 3 days, even though he'd noticed it before. He likely thought that his friend had just forgotten they'd made plans on that fateful evening to meet the next day so a lawnmower could be borrowed. Fran, she moved to Melbourne for a while, for a cancer treatment. Last I heard was 2024. She's leaving Larrimah. She's been cleared of Paddy's murder, but she's selling her home for a whopping $350,000, which is not a bad price for it, I suppose, for out there. I don't know what homes go for normally. But anyway, she's heading out. You can actually find her on the Netflix. She's got a documentary called Last Stop Larrimah. Apparently she's a bit of a Netflix star now, so yeah, she's rough as guts, I tell you that much. Yeah, so the whole town, to be honest. But anyway, if you do happen to see Paddy or his dog Kelly around, he'll be a lot older by now because it's 2017. Your local police station, obviously. Let them know that you've found him or that you've Kelly, but I don't think your chances are very high of that. But if you got any information, obviously you know who did it. Maybe they've confessed to you. Get it off your chest. Go and tell the law enforcement. And they'll quickly apprehend the suspect. And they'll face the full brunt of the law. So yeah, it's $250,000 reward. So could be well worth it. Or if you've got information, pass it on to me and I'll let the authorities know. I'll keep your name out of it and confidential. Idea of what happens, Floyd, if you go too fast, see?
Yeah. What?
Slow down. And
what?
Get there. A lot of Pink Panthers and that around, isn't there?
It's called the Pink Panther Pub.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
See these ones, Floyd, did you notice them?
Yeah.
They're all riding bike. They're all just riding bike. Yeah. Pretty scary, actually. Yeah. Oh, Alan Percy's here. Not to be confused with Derek Percy, the
Who?
No, doesn't. I won't say.
What happened?
No, it's this bloke here.
Yeah, what about it?
Wow, there was a bloke called Derek Percy, but he was a bit of a nut job.
You say that to everyone.
This time, it's no exaggeration.
Yeah, this guy right here, that's Wally.
Oh God.
Who was that?
Ah, yeah, I've never read about this bloke.
Hey, that's my birthday. What'd he do?
Is this Larrimah?
Well, this is I don't know.
Huh?
What'd this guy do?
Oh, yeah. I reckon this is the one where they reckon someone in this pub knocked him off or something.
I'm going sir.
I reckon that's true.
Dad,
there was
my birthday on there.
Where?
16th.
Ah, yeah, it does too. Yeah, and I reckon, here's the story, right? We'll have to look this up.
What?
The story was that I read, he was knocked off by the people who ran the pub or something.
What do you mean knocked off?
So they had some argument. Hey?
I didn't hear that.
I thought that was the story, that they argued with the... So there was some argument or something, and he disappeared, and they seemed to... cops seemed to think it was someone in... I don't know, I can't remember. I read it, it could have been a year ago I read it. I just sort of forgotten about it, and then I heard that.
You look inside there, and there's postcards and things, saying that he could be in the pies.
That's nice. Geez, that'd turn you off the pies quick, wouldn't it? No. This is now taking on a rather eerie feeling. It is. Oh, boy. How's this for the nice piano, eh? And look.
Look at the keys on it.
Eh? Oh, there's blood on it. Oh, hang on. Look, you know how they were saying there's murder? I think the police are there. Let's just have a look. I see a cop. Yeah, cops are there. Cops. They arrived. Oh, hang on. Wait a minute. Go over there. No, it's not. Look. Oops. No, that's just a statue. Oh. That's a bit worse. Vinny and Dibby with sisters Valentine Brown. Sorry. Showing how to operate wireless. So yeah, this is. That's about whether there's a hand. No, it's not. You can still shake his hand at this point. At least try and be friendly, even if you. Look at this bloke. Look at the pants on this bloke. Now that's the way to go. Yeah. Staging camp number 44. Problem is you can't buy those sort of pants anymore.
Because one they'll come horrendous.
No. Made of metal.
I'm going home.
Oh, yeah.